Hello. It is time for a reading because I am getting that you saw someone from your past. This could be something unofficial, maybe someone you were starting to build a friendship with, or a failed talking stage. What I'm getting is that at the beginning, like, you were very clear about your boundaries with this person, and they pretended to be in agreement. They pretended like they get it. You were like, I am not rushing into any friendship. I'm not rushing to I'm not rushing to any relationship. Okay? Even if you didn't say it out loud, but the way you were moving, it told this person that you are not someone who is gonna fall for any love bombing. Okay? I'm getting that this person, before you guys actually talk to each other, this person has been watching you. Maybe they'll let a couple of weeks or months or years go by, and then they will search you up on social media just to see where you are in life. It's giving monitoring spirit, but not too obsessive. But it's just that you may have been going on with your life, but you've always been on this person's mind. And then one day they made a move, and you decided to give it a shot. Okay? This person, oh my god. Okay, what I'm getting is, I know that the recent encounter you had with this person was awkward, and it caught you off guard. It caught them off guard. And you may have been, after you block this person or just cut off contact with this person, you may have been paranoid about, seeing them. And I'm getting, do not be distracted by the awkwardness and see the encounter for what it really is. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what the encounter was really for. Okay? But let's go back to the beginning again. This person, because they have been watching you while you have been going on with your life, they had an advantage over you when you guys met, because they kind of knew about you more than you know about them. Okay? So this meant that they mirrored you when you guys finally encountered each other, and you may have felt like, oh my god, finally I have something in common with this person. You may have been praying or wanting to have friends or partners who do certain activities, and this person may have just been that person, and you were like, wow, finally. Okay, wow, finally. But it did not come from an authentic place. Okay, it did not come from an authentic place, because you realize that as you guys were talking, they didn't really align with what they said they were, or you find that they had forgotten the thing that they said at the beginning. This is because they were just saying stuff to hook you. Okay, to hook you. And by the way, in this video, I'm not telling you anything you don't know already, because I'm getting that in this connection, you were finally putting into practice what you have been learning over these years through your shadow work. You were finally, had boundaries. You finally could use your discernment. You finally felt safe within yourself, and you finally trusted your judgment. And I'm getting back to what I said the encounter was for. The encounter you recently had with this person that was so awkward, it was a confirmation from God, from the universe, from your ancestors that yes, see, you trusted your intuition and you were right all along. This was just a confirmation for you to say you did right by not continuing a connection with this person. You trusted your intuition. All the little things you picked up from, you were right about it. You were right about it. This is because you may have caught this person doing something that they said they weren't doing, or hanging around with people that they said they weren't doing. Whatever the situation is, you caught them in something that they lied about. For example, this is just purely example. If they said, oh, they do not drink, you suddenly met them at the mall coming out of a liquor store. If they said that they do not smoke, you found them at a certain corner smoking. If they said, oh, they do not hang around with a certain group of people, you found them hanging out with that exact same group of people. So if they were going on about like maybe they don't eat junky takeaways, you found them sitting at a McDonald's or something. I'm getting like those type of vibes. And when you guys saw each other, you only look at each other for a few seconds, but you could see the look of being exposed on their faces, like, oh shit, now they really see me for who I am. I'm getting, as much as you have been dreading bumping into them, they have been dreading bumping into you as well. And this is because your rejection of them, you're rejecting them, showed them that you are not as blind as you were coming off. Because I'm getting, even though you were picking up some yellow flags and red flags, you did not discuss it with them. Yeah, there were some things that you were like, no, I don't like you doing this. But some things, some red flags are not meant to be a discussion, because manipulative people will talk you out of your intuition. So some things you were just observing for yourself, okay? And your silence, they mistook it for you not really seeing the manipulation. So when you finally like stopped talking to them, it was a confirmation to them that damn, they may really have seen through me. And the thing is, during your last conversation, or when you send them the text that, okay, you guys shouldn't speak anymore, you did not write this huge paragraph or explain too much. You were like, we tried being friends, it's not working. Or if you were in a talking stage, you were like, I don't think we are aligned. You just sent a very short, sweet explanation, and I'm getting that it actually made them crash out because they would have rather you crashed out so that they knew if you saw through them or not. So your short and sweet explanation kind of left them at the limbo because they were like, did they see through me or did they not? Okay. They kind of wish you would have just crashed out on them. That would have been better for them because it would have given them a little bit more information. The thing is, with manipulative people, they love when people crash out about their behavior to them because it sort of gives them, it's like they get a review almost, and they take notes on where to master their manipulation next time, to you or to the next person. So when you just leave without any big explanations, explaining their behavior to them, it sort of like leaves them questioning themselves. And manipulative people are really proud about crafting and mastering their manipulation. So it's like when you just give short and vague explanation as to why you are cutting them off, they're like, girl, you're not giving me something. Give me something so that I know what to do to the next person. So they were dreading seeing you because they don't know if you just had a weird feeling or you really saw that you studied them like they studied you and you can see through them. And these people are very scared of exposure because, and they can be paranoid too. So I'm getting that they were really paranoid during this time. You may have been as well, and this could have been like an energetic type of thing. So it's like you were sensing their paranoia, so you were paranoid as well. But you were also paranoid because through these even though these red flags were not like vile things, like whoa type of things, but through the patterns that you notice about this person, you kind of get the sense that if push comes to shove, they can get a little bit crazy. And so you are really, and this is your first time not sending big explanations when you want to cut someone off. So you felt like, damn, what if they come back wanting answers, stuff like that. You were kind of paranoid by that because you don't feel 100% safe. You don't feel 100% safe with this person. You're kind of like, they might do something crazy. So you may have had that paranoia. But when you guys encountered each other, you looked at each other for a few seconds and you were also nervous. They were also nervous. But you were nervous because you don't know what's gonna happen when you see them. But they were nervous because you found them, and it's like the place where you found them confirmed how much they lie and just how much they sort of like live these double lives. They are not authentic, and you were right in sensing that because where you found them is like, you said you don't do this, but I found you at this place. You said you don't hang out with these type of people, but I found you hanging out with these type of people. So it's not make sure. So you may have been cringing for days now about the encounter, but this is more like a reminder to not be distracted by the awkwardness of it all, but see the confirmation that you are right. Trust your intuition moving forward. Keep trusting it because you trusted your intuition in this connection and you did not give a manipulative person like access to your inner mind. You know, keep being, especially when you notice someone is manipulative, be vague as possible because this actually helps. Because vagueness and just lack of information on their side, it makes them feel insecure about their ability to manipulate people. So they will be a little bit insecure in their next connection, and they will always be insecure around you because they are not sure if you see through them or not, you know. So I'm getting, next time when you see this person again, do not confront. If they happen to come to you, do not talk about any of their past behavior. Keep it short, keep it simple, be very neutral. Don't be super friendly and don't be super hostile. Just be very neutral and keep it short, keep it simple. Okay? Don't give them anything because I'm getting that they were so confident that they had you in the palms of their hands because they took time to study you for years. I'm getting that you guys may have mutual friends. This is just someone that you are in the same circle, so they have had time to like study you and whatever, and they thought that they had you on lock, but you saw right through their BS. So yeah, just keep trusting your intuition. You have been learning this skill, and this is one of the first relationships after your healing journey, where you get to put the theory you have been learning into practice, and you did well. You did well. They may have had you fooled at the very, very, very beginning, but it's normal because it's normal for us humans to trust what people give us the first time. But what is important is that you see the red flags, like eventually, not too late, but eventually you see them. And when you see the red flags, you trust yourself and make the right decision. Okay? And you made the right decision. So do not go up to this person and confront them about them being a liar and stuff like that. Do not do any of that. And I'm getting that, like, you may have been feeling this after seeing them, that you've stopped being paranoid about the prospect of seeing them, and this is because it finally happened. So now you know that okay, they are a little bit scared of you now. So relax, but don't try to give them a knowing look, or don't hint at them that you know them, because that's exactly what they want right now. They are literally holding their breath because they are wondering, do they know the real me? Do they know that I was lying? Do they know that I was trying to manipulate them? I'm getting that if this was a romantic type of situation, they wanted access to your body. If it's a friendship, they wanted access to something that you have, whether it's your resources, whether it's clout, your influence, or They just wanted access to something, you know, whether it's access to your circle, your skill, whatever. And I'm getting that by the end, they could sense that you are catching on, and this is when they laid the manipulation thick, because they were like, I need to make sure, like, I can feel them slipping away from my grip. And because you are someone that is transformed, past you could have fallen for their trap, but because you are the person that you are now, it's like it repulsed you when you notice that, damn, instead of backing away, they are like coming in stronger, and it sort of repulsed you how desperate they are to get whatever they wanted from you. It's like you got the ick, like you got icked out so much, and you were just so disgusted by how desperate they can be, and how they didn't have any tact by the end. They were like so messy because they were losing control. And this is because manipulative people are as hyper vigilant as traumatized people, but for different reasons. They are hyper vigilant because they need to make sure, they need to assess every time that you are still under their control. So as soon as they got a little bit of sign that you are onto them, they were like, damn. They panicked, you know. So the ick you got from their action was you seeing a controlling person panicking. So this is confirmation, like, you are really doing good. And I feel like sometimes you doubt that. It's normal though, because for a long time you lived with no trust, with no self-trust. You didn't even know that there was a thing called intuition. You heard about it, you understood it as a concept, but you just didn't have it because it was almost like killed, or like trampled by the things that you went through, by the people that have hurt you over the years. But yeah, you resurrected it. And it's normal that sometimes you doubt it. This is why it's important that as a collective we remind each other and reassure one another that, you know, our intuition is strong, and we are strong, and we trust in ourselves, you know. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and like, subscribe, and wait for the next reading. Or you could watch my other videos while you wait. Bye.